After 5 months of eerie silence and digital gibberish, Voyager 1 finally broke through the void. The message that came back wasn't static or a fluke. It was clear, deliberate, and deeply unsettling. Against all odds, NASA's engineers had revived a spacecraft older than most of the team itself, a relic from a time of analog phones and Cold War anxieties. But the real surprise wasn't the fix. It was what Voyager sent back, a signal not of routine diagnostics, but of something stranger, something that didn't just update us. It challenged us. In April 2024, something extraordinary happened. After 5 long months of silence and scrambled data, Voyager 1, now over 15 billion miles from Earth, spoke again. The signal wasn't noise. It was coherent, readable, and unsettlingly meaningful. NASA's team had pulled off the impossible, a remote memory fix that reawakened a spacecraft launched when rotary phones still hung on walls. But what Voyager said in return wasn't just a status update. It was a cosmic whisper that once again challenges everything we thought we knew. The data carried more than diagnostics. There were fluctuations in cosmic rays, subtle shifts in plasma density, and embedded within all of it, a hum. Not a new one, but an old one that's grown louder for years. Voyager 1 had been picking up a 3 kHz vibration in the interstellar plasma, a cosmic tone that until now was dismissed as background noise. But this signal isn't fading with distance. It's changing, gaining rhythm, forming patterns. This isn't just interstellar weather. It might be structure, resonance, something that acts like it's responding. And while the scientific community hesitates to speculate publicly, some are starting to say the quiet part out loud. This doesn't look random. This spacecraft was never meant to last more than a few years, and yet it's outlasted empires. Technologies, even the people who helped launch it. It flew past Jupiter's roiling storms and Saturn's icy rings, snapping the first close-up images of worlds that had only been dots before. And then it kept going, beyond Pluto, beyond the sun's magnetic bubble, into true interstellar space. That's where things started to get strange. In late 2023, Voyager's systems began malfunctioning. It wasn't mechanical. It was like the craft had a stroke. It still had power, still sent data, but none of it made sense. NASA couldn't diagnose the problem because the information arriving was gibberish. And with a 44-hour round trip for each command, any mistake could have ended the mission permanently. But then came the breakthrough. Engineers traced the issue to a faulty memory section and managed to redirect the system without ever touching the spacecraft. They effectively gave Voyager 1 a neural bypass. And that's when the real surprise hit, because what it started sending wasn't just fixed telemetry. The signals contained rhythmic pulses and variations in cosmic phenomena that didn't align with anything natural, like a beat buried inside the chaos, like something was being repeated over and over. The idea of a hum in space sounds poetic until you realize it's been consistent for over a decade. Voyager has been hearing it quietly while floating through nothingness. Now that same hum has started shifting its tone, its pitch, its timing. It's no longer just presence. It's behavior. There are a few possible explanations. Some scientists think it could be relics of ancient supernova shockwaves frozen in time. Others believe Voyager may have reached a zone of interstellar medium, unlike anything we've modeled, charged particles caught in magnetic turbulence beyond our comprehension. And still others wonder if this is the edge of something else entirely, some uncharted region where even the laws of physics start to flex. And then there's the theory people don't want to talk about, that maybe, just maybe, this rhythm isn't incidental, that Voyager has stumbled into a pattern, one that echoes like a signal, not just a signature. It's not that the hum is intelligent, it's that it's too clean to be chaotic. The raw data doesn't scream alien, but it doesn't scream natural either. It's not wild plasma flares or random static. It hums softly, repetitively, like a background score that's been playing the whole time. And only now are we learning to listen. Voyager's journey has always been more than just science. The spacecraft carries the famous Golden Record, a time capsule of human life. Greetings in dozens of languages, whale songs, Beethoven, Chuck Berry, images of DNA and human anatomy, a blueprint of who we were when we reached out for the stars. It was optimism carved into gold, launched into the unknown. And now something in that unknown might be responding, not directly, Not clearly, but consistently, as if the vast emptiness isn't as empty as we thought, as if there's structure in the chaos, echoes in the void. For decades, Voyager has sent us data that we turned into discovery. It mapped magnetic fields, measured solar wind, and revealed the strange architecture of the heliopause, the invisible wall where the sun's influence ends. But all of that might pale in comparison to what it's sending now. When engineers compared the new signal data to historical logs, they found something chilling. Tiny, slow variations had been happening all along. Frequency modulations, shifts in amplitude, even timing. Subtle enough to overlook, but undeniable once noticed. It's as if the signal has been alive the entire time, as if space has been speaking in a whisper. And only now, only after decades, are we close enough, still enough, quiet enough to hear it. The idea of a dialogue with space itself sounds absurd. But this isn't metaphor, it's data, rhythmic, repeated, and evolving. Some researchers are now suggesting that we might be hearing the interstellar medium itself, alive with the aftershock of ancient violence, exploded stars, collapsing fields, or maybe, just maybe, other explorers. Voyager has crossed into a realm beyond the sun's shelter, where galactic radiation slams unfiltered, and where no other human-made object has dared to linger. It's moving through the galactic tide, through shock fronts, gravity waves, and regions shaped by forces older than our solar system. And as it drifts, it's recording, not with a camera, not with sound, but with pulses, with patterns, with the kind of slow, quiet rhythm that doesn't just happen, the kind that suggests presence. We've always thought of interstellar space as a void, but maybe it's a sea. Maybe there are currents, boundaries, signals that travel not through sound, but through charged particles and twisted fields. And if Voyager is hearing these, then it's not just floating. It's navigating through a terrain we don't yet understand. This isn't about finding aliens. It's about admitting that silence doesn't always mean absence, that some messages come not as words, but as waves, repeated, subtle, and deliberate. Voyager 1 isn't just telling us what's out there. It's telling us that something is out there. And maybe, just maybe, it's been waiting. The latest signal didn't come with words. It came with a reminder, a pulse, a shift, an echo from the edge of everything we know. And as it traveled across billions of miles, hitching a ride on Voyager 1's final breath, it brought with it a question we can't shake. What if that golden record wasn't a greeting, but a goodbye? Greetings in 55 languages, Chuck Berry playing through the static, the rush of a wave, a baby's first cry, a president's voice. These weren't chosen for their practicality. They were humanity's signature, pressed into gold, a gift to whoever might be listening someday, somewhere. When Voyager was launched, this record was a celebration, a message in a bottle from a planet full of life. But now, floating farther than any object we've ever made, that bottle feels less like an invitation and more like an obituary, not because we're gone, but because we might not last long enough for anyone to find it. One engineer didn't sugarcoat it. He called it our tombstone in motion. Voyager doesn't just carry scientific instruments. It carries intention, a snapshot of what we hoped would outlive us. And the chilling truth is, if someone or something ever plays that record, it won't be Earth they're meeting. It'll be a fossil, a memory of who we once were. So when that final hum came through, patterned, structured, impossible to explain, it felt like more than just space weather, more than plasma ripples. The timing was eerie. As Voyager 1 nears its shutdown in 2025, its instruments will begin going dark. The battery will fade. One by one, sensors will go silent, and then nothing. No more transmissions, no more data, just a dead signal, lost in the void. But the real message came before all that, not in code, not even in science. Voyager's greatest revelation wasn't found in any readout. It was in what it's shown us all along, that Earth is fragile, that space is not silent, and that the universe is far less empty than we assumed. This probe didn't just map planets or capture radiation. It unmasked us, exposed the limits of our comfort, shoved a mirror into our solar system, and showed us how thin our defenses really are, how fleeting our attention can be, and how easily we dismiss the things that matter most just because they don't scream for it. Now, With its final moments ticking away, Voyager has sent us something strange, a signal that's not just data. It's alive with rhythm, with a hum that refuses to die down. No one knows what it is, but everyone who's heard it agrees. It doesn't sound random. There's no distress call, no declaration of peace, just vibration, movement, proof that the void isn't void at all. And right now, as you read this, Voyager 1 is still out there, more than 15 billion miles away. A speck of human ambition drifting with no destination, no return, and no backup.